Welcome everybody and good evening to the Valley. We're here, NBL Division 1 action this evening. I'm joined by superstar coach, Rockets, Regionals, Wales, Jack Adams. Thanks for joining me, mate.
No worries, thank you. Pleasure to be here. Looking forward to hopefully a really close game.
Totally agree, should be another tight one. I think Manchester took the away game in a pretty close fashion early in the year. Bailey's just getting the crowd on their feet at the minute for the start of this one. So what are we expecting from this Manchester team, Jack?
I think they're going to be very fast-paced, very up and down. Manchester Magic often play quite pressure basketball, and they will look to shoot a lot of threes with the likes of Ben Brown and Matt Goodwin in the side.
Agree with that one. They're a small ball kind of lineup, but certainly very, very competent at what they do. We'll go through their lineups just quickly. It's Hewlett Wow, Joe Buchanan, Andre Gale, Ben Brown and Time Regent Bascombe who make up the starters. It is Matt Goodwin, who Jack mentioned, Govan Furlong and Onye on the bench for the Manchester Magic. Now moving to Reading, Jack. Who's missing today? Remind me, who are we missing today?
No Jordan Jackson today for the Reading Rockets.
So no Jordan Jackson. He's injured his ankle midweek, so he will be out. But you see it as not being too much of a loss due to the kind of equal size on both sides.
Yeah, no, was having a chat with the squad earlier and kind of said that missing Jordan in a game like this shouldn't make a massive difference because of like you said, the run and gun small ball style of the Manchester Magic, not having a lot of size themselves. If you're going to miss a big man like Jordan Jackson for a game, this is the one to miss because it should make matching up a little bit easier.
Stylistically, fairly evenly matched. And we go through the Reading Rockets starters. This is Jamar Jenkins, Reese Pinnock, Dixon, Cracknell and Porter who make up the starters. Corner champion Kitchen, Isaac Roundip will be not playing this evening due to injury. Grocott and Zach Powell make up the bench for the Reading Rockets. As we are under a minute on the clock here, Bailey doing his job inside the arena to get the crowd on their feet. Stylistically, as I say, should be a good one this evening. Manchester took a close one in Manchester, so I imagine Coach Nurazade, who's a Manchester can I call him a Manchester legend? He's certainly spent plenty of time playing and coaching up in Manchester. We'll want to get this one back.
Yeah, but look, having a quick look, it looks like a 1-point win for Manchester when they played just before Christmas up in Manchester. So I think, as you said, Coach Nurazade is going to use that as a bit of incentive for the guys going forward. And it's definitely something to take into this game and see how it goes.
Always good to get people's take on NBL Division 1 this year from a playoff perspective, because as you can see, it's Hemel leading the way, Worthing and Derby who make up the top three, who are slightly above the chasing pack, but the chasing pack is absolutely jam-packed. Reading sit atop of that pile at the minute at 13 and 9, but if you go down, it's Loughborough 12 and 9, Solent 11 and 11, Bradford 10 and 10. I mean, Nottingham, Newcastle, Thames Valley, all still with a bit of a shot of making the playoffs.
Yeah, I think kind of from 4 down to 10, it could all change, which is very good to see in British basketball at the moment. So it's the same in the BBL as well. Like that middle pack is really close, and anybody can beat anybody, which is good to see.
Yeah, we have said that it is a great advert, and I don't genuinely think it's by coincidence. I think the level of play this year is very high, and that's why we've got this, this jam-packed chasing pack. If you look at any of them, Loughborough beating good teams. So after a rough start, have got themselves back to 11-11. I mean, Reading in that, started 0-5 in league action. So yeah, that middle pack. I mean, Bradford we saw good. Nottingham and other, it's just, as we say, jam-packed. So games are important for Manchester at the bottom end of the table, Reading for playoff places. So this is not a throwaway game at the end of the season. There's a lot riding on this. As Time Bascombe wins the tip, and it'll be the Magic with the first possession of the day. They'll hand off to Ben Brown with a wing hand off, little kind of horn set at the top, and back to the screen with Bascombe. This is Buchanan, who can really light it up from outside, goes on the dribble against Dixon, who does a pretty decent job of staying in front. Nothing doing this time, and it's Cracknell who clears. Hands of Pinnock going the other way with Reading's first possession. Dixon through Jenkins, now Porter, he'll try and muscle one up inside where there's a little bit of an advantage for him today. Doesn't get that one to go. Finn Porter again on that kind of baseline block will go on the floor. Help coming from Buchanan. Nice help. It's Porter again. He's stripped and nothing doing the first 2 possessions. Buchanan finds Gale. Hewlett Wows the crossover. Makes the first mid-range 2 of the day.
Yeah, tough shot there. Contested very well by Ben Dixon. Made it a tough one from the mid-range, but managed to get it to go for the Magic.
Jenkins, Pinnock and Cracknell up top. They'll go screen and roll. Jenkins with the tricky dribble inside. It's Cracknell who likes this point area. Usually foul line is the one he likes. Doesn't get that one to go. Magic are out and running 2 and 2. It's Brown and Gale. Stopped by Jenkins. Buchanan on the trail. Can't get that one to go. Cleared by Cracknell. Now Jenkins, who might look for the early pull, but they'll go screen and roll early. Cracknell with a tricky crossover. Inside! Goes for the dunk, but doesn't get that one to go, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, I think one of the keys today might be if Finn Porter can stay out of foul trouble, obviously being the only real big for the Rockets. Obviously, they've got Reece Grocott on the bench, the academy youngster. But I think if Finn can stay out of foul trouble, I think they might get a bit of an advantage because he's still mobile enough to mark some of these quicker wings for the Magic.
Porter still fairly young and early in his journey. How old do we know? Early 20s, 20?
I believe Finn is around 23, 24.
All right, I've given him a bit extra credit of a few years.
I could be off. I could be off. I know he's just come back from a year playing in Malta. That's where he was last year. So
lovely country to be.
Yeah.
Hewlett Wow into the front court for the Magic. They'll go into that screen, then flare screen. Regent Bascombe inside to Brown, and it's knocked away. 2-2 here in the early going. Jenkins and Pinnock in the backcourt. Here's Dixon. He'll get the screen from Cracknell. Here's this early touch that Jack just mentioned for Porter. Great move inside. He spins off that right shoulder with the left hand, and right on cue for you there, Jack.
Yeah, good to see that they're looking for him early. They normally try and go inside early, the Rockets, whether it's with Finn or Jordan Jackson. So good to see that they're sticking with that.
Gale with his first shot really deep and managed to hit the corner of the backboard on the baseline. Middle guy is Cracknell. A lot of contact, no call, and it's going to go the other way. That was Ben Brown stepping in there, takes one on the chest. Cracknell's first. Coach Nurizadeh arms out. Wasn't in agreement with that one.
Yeah, I think it must have been really close with him being in the charge circle there. He went up, but he did go up straight. So I think that might be what Coach Nurizadeh is looking at, is whether he was in the restricted zone underneath.
One of these fantastic old school where it's like, no, your feet have got to be still and you can't move, and it's not quite the case anymore. As I say, I think you're probably right with Nurizadeh arguing the charge circle rather than the movement. Here's Cracknell after the Magic miss. Jenkins against Brown. Early post again. Porter's got good position. Should get another 2. Doesn't get that one to go. Needs to finish that one off, but nice boards from Dixon. Reset on the shot clock. Now under 10 for the Rockets. Skipped out by Porter, and Pinnock puts it on the floor. Goes to the reverse layup, and that's nice from Reece Pinnock. Good to see him go early.
Yeah, really good to see that the Magic helped from the weak side on Finn, and they managed to kick it, reverse it, screen from Ben Dixon to get Reece Pinnock free, and he attacked off of it.
Regent Bascombe off the pick and roll. Help across from Rockets this time, as Jack just mentioned, the Magic did. Hewlett Wow with the pull. Front rims that one. Pinnock out and running. Drops one off to Dixon. That's really nice. Rockets out and running. It's an early timeout for the Manchester Magic, as the Rockets lead this one 8-2 with 6:14 to go. And think this is just one to kind of stop the run, Jack?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, as you said, one to stop the run. And I think that the coach for the Manchester Magic will be looking at how they deal with Finn Porter inside and where they rotate and where they help from. Because if they keep going from the weak side, it's going to leave Reece Pinnock or people of the like open in the corner to make advantage of the mismatches and the people closing out at him. Yeah,
Finn Porter having a nice start, getting a lot of touches, good position anyway on most of the catches. which is forcing the Magic into the rotations that Jack just mentioned, and the perimeter guys from Reading doing a job at the minute. You've just seen Rhys Pinnock get to the rim, the drop off in transition to Ben Dixon, so all going well for the Rockets so far. Nothing to write home about, mind you, and the Magic will be comfortable in this position, just down 8-2. Don't want to see this momentum extend into anything more than the 6-point lead they've got at the minute. Be interesting if they go to something different from the timeout. I know Rockets not always doing well with a zone or a different kind of press that just slows them down, so we'll see what the Magic come out with. Do you think they will change offensively?
I don't know. I think they're getting decent looks so far on offense. I think they're relatively happy with that side of things. Yeah, the shots aren't going for them at the moment, but you'd like to think that they will. So I think the coach will be relatively happy with that end of the court. I think the defense is the one to look at. And I think Coach Rosado will be pretty happy that points are spread out at the moment for the Rockets. And they haven't relied on somebody like Jemiah Jenkins starting hot as he has in past games.
Great points, Jack, and here we go. No, there doesn't seem to be any kind of change. Rockets are showing a little bit of token pressure. Wing handoffs here from the Magic. Buchanan on the drive just loses it. It's Regent Bascombe to the pull. He front rims that one and hands go up as that wasn't the look they wanted. Porter with the quick handoff to Jenkins. Gets his feet underneath him, and there's the first three, and the threes go up in the crowd today. That's the first of those. Love to see the threes going up.
Yeah, with the way Jenkins has been shooting recently, I wouldn't be surprised to see many more of them go down as the game progresses.
Imagine kind of a handoff continuity here. Shot clock under 5 now. It's Gale pressured by Pinnock. I wondered why Regent Bascombe just left it. He probably could have, it looked like a kickball anyway, but it'll be a shot clock violation. Had a chance at a heave from half court.
Yeah, I think it was deflected by a Rockets defender, so it's gone into the front court.
Coach Nuruzadeh arguing the position of the sideline ball.
Yeah, with only 14 because of it being a front court dead ball, I can see why he wants it advanced slightly.
Good spot, Jack. Good spot. That's why you're here, see. That's why you're being paid the big bucks with Fish. Jenkins had to pull early, and Coach Nuruzadeh is not going to be happy with this one. It's a really great point.
Yeah, I think none of the Rockets were quite aware of it being a 14, which is why Jemiah had to throw it up off balance last second.
Clarification from the table, and Rockets coming out under a bit of pressure again here. Just trying to slow down the inbounds.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get a steal off the inbound then, if not just trying to delay them bringing the ball up so they have less time to work with in the front court.
That horns into a handoff. It's Brown who had a look. It's Regent Bascombe who pulls up on that one, doesn't get that one to go. Rockets out and running again with Pinnock. Porter early screen and roll. We'll go to that short side. Cracknell down the lane. Kick this time now Jenkins, who made his first. Makes his, we'll call it third good look.
Yeah.
His second was a bit of a rough one, but you called it early. The threes were up again, and Jenkins has his second three of the night.
Yeah, Manchester Magic looking to make a sub here. I think if I was coaching the Magic now, which obviously I'm not, I'd be looking at maybe trying to get Finn Porter in a ball screen action and see if you can attack him, because if you can get him in foul trouble, I think it's going to offer you a lot later in the game, which they look to do here.
Great points, coach, and that is Regent Bascombe off the roll who puts that one in. Also gets Porter away from the rim, doesn't it? Like that little bit of rim protection you get from a slightly bigger big. Takes him away, and here's Cracknell in that low block where you'd fancy him to get a bucket here. Just back rims it and can't get the rebound. There's going to be a foul call, and it's on Cracknell, which will be his... I know it's on Regent Bascombe, excuse me. Thought that was going to be Cracknell's second on the loose ball. Lewis Champion checking in for the Rockets. It's Goodwin and Furlong checking in for the Magic. Buchanan and Ben Brown checking out. Jenkins off the inbounds play. This is now Pinnock who wheels and deals and gets a foul. Inbound play looked a little bit disjointed from the Rockets, didn't get quite what they wanted off it. Don't know if it was late on the actions.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to get Jemiah Jenkins off of either an elevator or a stagger screen, but couldn't quite get through, so we had to go to the other side. And I think it just threw them off a little bit as Reece Pinnock goes to the line for 2.
I think that was Time Regent Bascomb's second foul. I'll wait for it to update on live stats, but it looked like his second. He remains on the floor, though.
Yep, it was his second foul.
Eagle eye today, I'm on it. Eagle eye. I don't usually look at the table. Here's Gale. You look wow. Regent Bascombe back to wellness. Wing here. Early post to Furlong against Cracknell. Kick to Gale. Under 5 on the shot clock. Defended by Champion. Gale off on the long 3, and it's the Rockets out and running. It's 4-4 here. Early screen with Porter. Pinnacle turn the corner. Nice find to Champion. His pass a little loose to Cracknell. That screen and roll again. Magic guard it better this time. Goodwin throws it away. Porter. Champion. Jenkins, who made his first 2, back rims his we'll call it, as I say, his third.
I think the really good thing that the Rockets are doing at the moment is they're not taking the first shot they get. Lewis Champion's had a couple where he could have shot it, and I don't think many people would argue with him because he's a great shooter, but he's making the extra pass and taking more time and seeing if they can get a better shot, which is really good to see. 16-4,
Rockets have got 3-on-2, dropped off to Champion, who doesn't finish. Cracknell on the follow. Could have converted the advantage there, they don't, and they'll slow down for another possession. Pinnock in the corner, who's already gone baseline once and made it. This time dials his own number from 3 and makes it, and the Rockets open up a big 19-4 lead, under 2 in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's another tough matchup there for the Magic, especially if Reece Pinnock's hitting those threes, because he's very quick, one of the quickest first steps in the league, and as an offensive foul is called on the Manchester Magic on a moving screen.
The viewers of our YouTube channel will see me moan about this action quite a lot and how it's officiated. Is that I often don't think we officiate the kind of slip or the intention not to screen very well in this country, because we haven't done it for we haven't grown up with that culturally being a thing we do. We set solid screens, but I think that's one where I probably wouldn't call it. Either way, so I don't get in trouble with anybody. Back to the action. Cracknell, that foul line, which I did say earlier he likes, and he makes that one, and the lead extends 21-4. Regent Bascombe down the lane. Hewlett Wow tries to drop one off to Gale in the corner. It was Pinnock and Cracknell on the cover. Ben Brown checking in, as is Zach Powell, and Ash Kitchen has also checked into the game.
Yeah, I think I'm going back to the point of officiating the slip on the screen, and as you said, almost a fake screen and rolling or short roll really quick. I think it's one of those things where the game's changing, and normally officials in any sport are a year or 2 behind on that. So I think it's one of those things where I think they will catch up because they'll find something and make it a point of emphasis going forward.
You've covered that far more diplomatically than I have for most of the season. In just pure frustration that I know what's happening and we don't seem to call it very well. Yeah. Rockets out and running. Jenkins finds Champion, his first shot of the day, and that's nothing but the bottom of the net from local boy Lewis Champion.
Yeah, I think the nice thing with a game like this, when you're up pretty comfortably, is people will start playing a little bit freer and a little bit looser. They haven't got to worry about something going wrong. There's a really tough finish there from Andre Gale.
Gale takes the bump 6 feet from the rim, fades and finishes, and Champion thought Cracknell would go back door. Need to just hold on to this here. Foul early on the play. It's on Champion. As I say, it is still a big lead, but you don't want to lose that momentum going in, do you? You just kind of keep the pressure on. Don't give up 2 or 3 just easy points towards the end of the quarter.
Yeah, I think it's one of those really tough ones for players and coaches alike when You're up relatively comfortably, but you don't want to settle. You don't want to get complacent. You want to keep your foot on the gas. And you'd like to think it's easier with older players because they've been in that situation more.
Brown on the baseline, that kind of slide shot. It's Kitchen with the forces the turnover, Jenkins will hold for the last shot. There's 7 on the game clock. He pulls up into a 3 and he makes another, and Jemiah Jenkins, the 3s are in the air. Rockets close out the quarter 27-6, and as far as first quarters go, Jack, can't complain about that one.
No, Samit Nourizadeh, I'm sure, will be very happy with that. Keeping a team like the Manchester Magic to 6. Keeping a team like the Manchester Magic to 6 is very tough. And when you're making 27 of your own, you've got to be very happy.
And the gift that keeps on giving in this arena, Ben Fisher's arrived.
I'm so sorry I'm late.
Well, look, if you're going to go to Bristol and beat teams by a lot of points, then we'll just have to live with it.
Definitely worth it, isn't it?
Yes, how was the game, Coach?
Yeah, very good game. Under 18s did a fantastic job, I have to say. Yeah, really pleased with the performance as well as the result. So, yeah, in good spirits and glad to be back here, especially with you guys.
What an intro. What an intro. Just comes out and he came from behind the barrier and just appeared. That was amazing.
Popped his head around the corner.
Just like that. Well, the public were demanding the Fisher package, so I had to deliver.
He's here.
I'm delighted. And now we can have a 3-way. Superb.
Excellent. So, tell me about how's the game been going?
Well, as you can see, 27-6. Rockets doing a fantastic job on the offensive end, but I think so far defensively very strong, right, Jack?
Yeah, I think that's the thing that the Rockets are going to be very happy is they're forcing the Magic into very, very tough shots, which is leading to transition points as well as open threes, which at the moment the Rockets are hitting.
Yeah, very good first quarter from the Rockets, one of the best we've seen for a while. It's Jemiah Jenkins who's lit the nets on fire so far. He's 3 for 4 from 3, 9 points. Cracknell also has 8 rebounds in the first quarter.
Wow.
He's been busy.
He's trying to do his best Lindsay Cleary impression from the first game, who had, I think, 10 in the first half. She had a first half double-double.
Amazing.
So let's see if Troy can match that or up it.
Powell's first shot a little bit short, and Dixon fighting with Ben Brown in the front court to try and turn the ball over as deathly silence falls on all the noise just got sucked out of my earphones as we all just stopped and listened to see what the officials were calling. This is Ben Brown for the Magic. Furlong on that left wing looking for Gale, who's been fairly quiet so far. Goes at Kitchen, then will push off, and great tip from Dixon, who'll want to save this in and doesn't quite get there.
Leave only 6 on the shot clock for the Magic, so let's see if they have anything drawn up for this situation.
Furlong on the baseline just can't get the reverse to go, and Magic's look fairly cold from the floor at the minute, although they do get the occasional good look. This is Champion in and out with that left hand. Powell slipped there by Kitchen. Here's Powell again, goes to the crossover twice. Nice double from Powell all the way inside and flips one up and can't get the finish. This would be the one as a coach we'd be yelling for a bailout call, wouldn't we? He's defended him well. What have you done?
Yeah, forcing into a really tough shot there. Fall in, almost throwing it over his shoulder, and you've brought your hands down and put him on the line for 2 easy ones.
So Powell goes to the line after missing his first shot. Fish, what are your thoughts on the Magic lineup? We've touched on it off air actually about the kind of local crop of talent have grown up on kind of basketball culture and what makes them competitive all the time.
Yeah, I noticed Greg Wild is missing from the roster today, but it's great to see Matthew Goodwin actually getting some time on the floor. A great young proposition for sure. I think the Magic probably, when they look back at this season, are probably an American just short of being in that kind of mid-table bunch. I think it's been a tough season, but I like what they're trying to do. And I think that you know, in years to come, they've got some good up and coming talent.
Yeah, great young nucleus of talent, and as you say, Wild away, and we noticed Bailey Goodall also away today. They're kind of one big or guy that plays big. So Manchester a little short-handed today. Brown and Champion here. Brown to the spin, finds Gale, challenged by Powell, and Gale misses this one, and Furlong tries to save, and Dixon watched it all the way and gets the loose ball. This is Jenkins, who has had the hot hand. He'll go down the lane this time and kick to Champion. Dixon with a great fake, goes all the way down the middle, and lovely finish from Ben Dixon.
Yeah, great to see Dixon at both ends of the floor.
Furlong with the right-handed flush runs the middle of the floor, found by Andre Gale for the dunk.
As a coach, the worst thing that can happen, you score and the other team go and dunk it on you straight away.
Good run out from the Magic, as coach says after the Dixon layup down the middle. They get scored on going the other way.
Also believe it was Zach Powell's second on that dunk.
I think Coach Nurizadeh with the advantage will probably keep him in, most likely.
Makes the free throw to make it a 3-point play as he subs out for Joe Buchanan.
The old-fashioned way, as we like to call it. Three the old-fashioned way. Did they have a three-point line when we were playing, Fish?
Yes, believe it or not, I never got three the old-fashioned way. It was always 3 or nothing.
Here's Champion with Powell. Jenkins now hands off to Champion. He'll go with his own, dial his own number from mid-range, and Lewis Champion with the 2. And again, this pressure from the Rockets just up the floor. Jenkins with a hand on it against Buchanan. He is good from range, and this time nothing doing as Ashley Kitchen clears the boards.
Yeah, that's one thing Ash has done well since he's come in, is he's really secured the defensive rebounds and been able to let us get out and run.
Jenkins crosses over Gale, who gets called for the reach. We talk about it with the academy players. I think Coach Nurizadeh in kind of the recent weeks has done a good job of getting them in for significant minutes early in games. A little bit easier today, obviously, with the 33-9 lead, but it could prove really useful come playoff time.
Well, I think Ash Kitchen really deserves his minutes as well. Obviously, with Jordan Jackson out, Kitchen's playing a little bit of the 4 as Dixon fires it. But yeah, I think he deserves his minutes, and it's good to see him on the floor. And I think that as Lewis Champion takes his charge, you've got to love it. I was about to comment about him as well, Mark, just to say that since I've come in, Champion's been brilliant defensively, really good on one-on-one, and that pull-up he scored, really good. But yeah, going back to your point about the younger players playing, I think that they really do need to make an impact, and it's great to see that in the latter stages of the season they are on the court.
Do you remember when Sky Sports used to do that, like, you know, when a goal went in, a Tony Yeboah special, and it would measure the distance and speed? We need the distance of a Lewis Champion charge each time.
Great call.
I think that's an easy 20-footer. No problem. Powell goes to the step back. Can't get it to go. Dixon on the follow, and it's a good call from the official as Dixon tries to put in the rebound, and it's Goodwin who fouls him on the follow. Nurizadeh straight back to coaching Zach Powell, as you see to the bottom left of our screen.
I'm still getting over Lewis Champion being the basketball version of Tony Yeboah.
Well, I used Yeboah because it was just such a... it's like that strike that everyone knows, don't they?
Absolutely.
Or the Trevor Sinclair over bicycle kick.
Yeah, against Nottingham Forest at Loftus Road.
Thought you might know that one.
Yep. Probably the last time we scored.
Here's Cracknell. Turn around on the baseline. Always short, that one. Gale goes screen with Regent Buscombe. He's free, but swings it to Goodwin, and he's long on his first 3 attempt. Here's Powell, who skips past Goodwin there. Champion will go all the way down the lane to the left, and the little finish rolls off the back of the rim. Magic the other way with a slight advantage until Champion's back in the play. Cracknell and Gale, Dixon and Ben Brown. Buchanan this time puts it on the floor. Nice fake to get Powell thrown off, and this one rims out, and Magic just struggling to get their touch around the rim.
Yeah, really nice drive to the rim there from Buchanan and fake. Couldn't quite get the layup to go as the Rockets are looking for a handoff here.
There's that mid-range game from Troy Cracknell we've become so familiar with at the Valley. Both Jenkins and Cracknell in good form at the minute, Fish, going into playoff time.
Yeah, most definitely. And Troy Cracknell's been all but money on that pull-up jumper, as you say, and has really led the team back to his scoring ways.
Brown goes to the step-back. Champion kicks to Cracknell, who we just mentioned. This one a little bit in and out, and it's Powell on the follow, who does a good job of pressuring Regent Bascombe into handling that on the baseline. Rockets ball. Just over 5 to go. They lead 35-9 on what's been a very impressive start for the team from Reading. Cracknell with a paint touch, kicks to Kitchen, his first of the day, and he's money from that right wing as the youngster who Fish says deserves his minutes shows just why he deserves his minutes. Buchanan answers right back as I get the right eyebrow roll from Fish on the end.
Make a three, give up a three. Joe Buchanan, that's what he does.
Pinnock looking for Porter on the roll. It's defended well by Gale and probably wasn't the one to throw. And this is Buchanan, who made his last three. Hands off with Brown against Cracknell, who gets a hand in there. Great defense from Cracknell, and it's staying here. Fouls on Lewis Champion. Could be his second. Nearly thought third, but
Definitely going into the late call category, that one.
yeah, fair comment that. Subs for Reading is Grocott and Jenkins into the game. It's over to you two for the MO of Grocott.
Yeah, versatile 6'9" guy. I think provides a little bit of size to this roster. Needs to be a little bit more aggressive when he catches the ball, but I think he'll certainly do a job for the Rockets.
Let's see if we can get him an early bucket.
Yeah, I think the nice thing about Reese is how much he's progressed in the last year and a half that he's been with the Rockets. As Reese Pinnock is free.
Pinnock with another triple. He's had a nice start to this one. Shame we can't see the comments on YouTube because we're not quite live at the minute, but we'd be seeing Kay Pinnock dialing in on Mother's Day for sure.
I believe she's actually in the crowd.
Oh, really?
I saw her earlier, so I don't think she'll be on the YouTube comments as well.
Guess who's back?
You never know. Guess who's back again. As mentioned, going back, there's the step back from Troy Cracknell, and Rockets lead this one by 28. I lie. They lead by 30. Updated.
Yes.
It's a very big score in this first half. 42 and only giving up 12. Coach Nurjani must be happy, Fish.
I think so. I think defensively is where he's definitely been working with his guys over the last couple of weeks, and I think it's so important to carry momentum going into the postseason. He certainly won't want to give up any games in trying to secure a fourth spot, especially with the likes of Solent and Thames Valley to come, which are going to pose some significant challenges for the Rockets, but definitely one that they can overcome. And I think with playing the Kestrels on their home court as well, that could prove to be quite a pivotal game as we head towards the end of the business end of the regular season.
Great insights in Jack. We've all been in this scenario where you're down big and you're trying to motivate the troops to get back in it. What are your thoughts for Manchester as they have a 3 minutes and 20 now? What are you saying to them before you get to the half?
I think it would be regrouping, focusing on what you've tried to focus on for the first part of the game so far. Trying to maybe set targets to chip away at this and have a aim to be going into half time instead of maybe down 30, maybe down 20, and slowly chipping away at it and just trying to find matchups that you like and attacking certain players that you think you might have an advantage over.
We're certainly going to try and chip away at this one. It's a 30-point ball game early in this in the first half of this game. 3 minutes to go in this second quarter, and Rockets clamping down the paint again and come up with another turnover. Cracknell the other way against Govan. Hand off with Porter. Cracknell gets himself all the way down and probably don't want to end up in his hands because he's already made 3 and he makes another.
That would be a Jemiah Jenkins moment. Love it.
Very strong start from Jemiah Jenkins. I believe he is now 4 of 5 from the 3-point line.
Buchanan back rims that one. Looked like that might want to go down as well. And Cracknell the other way to Jenkins, who's going to probably think about another one here. Skips to Pinnock, who's also made a couple. Keeps it on the dribble and comes out. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Cracknell. Screen with Porter. Pinnock looks at it again. Looked like it came funny off his hands, and Nurizade with some encouragement.
Yeah, great defense from Joe Buchanan there on that possession, cutting Reece Pinnock off on the baseline and then managing to get back out and contest the free to make it a really tough shot for Reece Pinnock, but he couldn't manage to get to go.
Here's Ben Brown on the high screen. Govan puts it down the middle, drops it off to Regent Bascombe, and it's a much-needed basket for the Manchester Magic.
Yeah, still trying to move the ball really well. I thought they found the inside roller really good there, and yeah, good to see the Magic are still trying to compete hard.
Grocott reverses to Jenkins. This is Pinnock again. He'll put it straight on the floor against Buchanan. Finds a little gap, drops it off to Grocott, who tries to finish. Gets his own board and tries to put that one back in, and the big men of Reading doing a job, and it's Reece Grocott inside for 2.
Yeah, 2 or 3 offensive rebounds there for Reece, and managing to get the third one to go, which is really good to see. As Ben said earlier, maybe needs to be a little bit more strong and authoritative inside.
Buchanan drops off to Regent Bascombe again, and just trading baskets here at the minute, the Rockets, and Pinnock right the other way. He goes all the way inside, and he'll be fouled. Is Reece Grocott play for your second team? Is he a Welsh lad?
He is Welsh, yeah.
Yeah. I say your second team, but you know what I'm saying here.
Yeah, no, so he did play for us last year with the Welsh under-19s in the Four Nations. Unfortunately, too old this season, so we don't have him this year. But yeah.
Have you got the luxury of a lot of 6'9" kids?
Unfortunately not, no.
No one does. No one does.
That was a big miss for us this year. But we're going to try and do something slightly different, so hopefully we can fill his role in a different way this year.
Four Nations, when is it?
It's
coming up, isn't it?
Very good question. It is in April. I believe it's April the 12th and 13th this year in Cardiff again with the under-18/19 Four Nations.
Fantastic. Will be a good one to see the levels there. Always like to see that one. Buchanan the other way now. Regent Bascombe has made a couple, and now he'll go to the spin and make that one. And I caught the Division 2 men's final last year, and time Regent Bascombe was really good in that final, which the Magic won. This is Jenkins. Mid-post for Porter, the cutting Pinnock, and it's a really good cut and a lot of contact, no call. Govan bumped by Anthony Corner, who's checked into the game for the Rockets in this last minute.
Yeah, as we've already discussed, good to see all of the academy players on the bench, I believe, getting minutes in the first half and getting them some early court time so that if they do need to be put back in later in the game, they're ready to go. They've already been in, they're fresh.
Greycott with a tough assignment here, doing well so far. Hewlett Wow down the lane. He'll flip one up to the right, and the Magic just getting their eye in a bit here. Still quite a large lead, and obviously very manageable as we count down the last 15 seconds of the half. Jamar Jenkins, who, like many Rockets, have had a hot hand, will go under 5, goes to the crossover, all the way down, skips to corner, and he front rims the buzzer beater at the half, but it's Reading Rockets who lead this one big, 47-20, maintain a 27-point lead going into halftime. I'll get your quick thoughts, gents, before we turn the mics down and grab a cup of Bovril or whatever you can get at halftime. Jack, first comment on the Magic.
Yeah, I think obviously they found it tough so far, not being able to stop the likes of Jamar Jenkins on defense, having to take really tough shots over defenders on offense, but really good to see that they are still playing their younger players a lot. As we said, missing a couple of players. The coach doesn't really have much of a choice but to leave them in, but good to see Matt Goodwin and Ben Brown getting minutes, even when down and having a fight in tough situations.
And Fish, after your immense entrance between the first and second quarter, what have you made of the Rockets in your first glances?
Yeah, moving the ball really well, finding the advantage. I think they just started a little bit towards the end of the half-time buzzer. And interior defensively wise, I think they were just a little bit out of position really, which has given the Magic some pretty easy baskets. But all in all, they've got to be very, very happy with a 27-point lead at half-time. They're shooting the ball well. They're finding the options. They're without Jordan Jackson, who is a big inside presence, and it's great to see Coach Nurizadeh has managed to rely on his bench as well to keep that ticking over. So yeah, good, business-like performance so far, I think, and looking forward to the second half.
As we say, Rockets lead big, 47-20 here at the Valley. We're going to take our half-time break, and we'll catch you in about 12 minutes. Welcome back to the Valley. I'm joined, Jack Adams, Ben Fisher. It's NBL Division 1 action. Reading Rockets host the visiting Manchester Magic. It's been a little one-sided in the first half, 47-20, the Rockets lead. And Jack, what's your summary of the first half?
I think it's one of those, as we said just before the break, the Rockets are shooting very well, whether that's from the three-point line or from the two inside. And the Magic are really struggling to get anything easy on offense. They're struggling to get anything inside. A lot of their easy looks have come from transition. So maybe that's going to be something that they are going to focus in on the second half.
And Ben, Manchester looking at quite the uphill climb at the minute. What are your thoughts for them to get back in this one?
To be honest with you, Mark, I think when you get to this stage of the season, I think you kind of have to sort of pick and choose where you're going to sort of do battle, as it were. I think that this game for them now will be, I don't think they'll give up, but I think that they'll use it as just to try some different things and prepare for the games that they need to win down the bottom of the table. So I think we'll see them play very spirited, and I think that they'll, as I say, try some different things and try to stop the Rockets kind of free flow scoring.
As you say, it's a business end of the season at the minute. Magic looking for wins to avoid any form of relegation. Rockets looking for that 4 seed, so plenty to play for. And it's Hewlett Wow who gets us back up and running for the Rockets. Time Regent Bascombe, who had a good finish to the first half, had a couple of decent rolls as Rockets didn't defend the middle very well, and they don't defend well here in the middle, and a 2 on the board for the Magic, who come out in early pressure. Pinnock beats that pressure, lobs one over the top to Cracknell. Back with Jenkins who controls. Shot clock hasn't started, so not quite sure what's happening with the shot clock at the minute.
Looks like none of the officials have realised either.
I have. Infinite offence going on at the minute.
Now they have.
I told you I was on it today, didn't I? Looking at the
always a
tables,
step ahead.
I'm covering the shot clock. I'm in rare form today, Fish. Absolutely rare form.
Well, yes, and some of the shot clock visuals may be false. So, and that was the case in this moment.
Bit of discussion here at the table.
Well, we certainly had more than 6 seconds. So, there we go.
Yeah, we've probably had more than that too. But do what we can. Cracknell, who had 12 on the shot clock, as it was Jenkins who pulls early on that turnaround, and it was halfway down but comes out, and it's Gale who saves it cross court to Hewlett Wow, who is one-on-one with Pinnock here. Buchanan fills the corner, and Regent Bascombe at the top waves off Ben Brown. It's with Andre Gale, who's been very quiet first half. Regent Bascombe misses that one. Pinnock slip from Porter, and Reese gets all the way down and flips one up with the right. Great finish from Reese Pinnock.
Yeah, good to see Reese Pinnock going to his strengths early on in this third quarter, playing off the pick and roll, playing downhill, and a nice finish at the rim.
Magic again. This is Buchanan, who had a 3 in this first half. Goes step back, just off the hands of Dixon, who couldn't break the play up.
I really like Joe Buchanan's game. I thought when he was playing for Barking Abbey, did a fantastic job. Like, excellent shooter. I think he's got a really bright future.
One of this good young core that the Manchester Magic have. Pinnock to the crossover, same step through this time. Hands off to Cracknell, and he changes direction and can't get that one to go off the front of the rim, but he will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, I think another thing that the Rockets are going to be happy with so far is that they've managed to keep the top scorer of the Magic, Andre Gale, to only 2 in the first half. So it's clearly something that they've focused in on and done a good job on the scout so far in the first half. And let's see if they can keep up going into the second half as Troy Cracknell goes to the line for 2.
I was thinking this actually, that you often see in these scenarios with Samuel Rosado, who is a very good prepper of games and scouts well. You know, it can infuriate and missed assignments, but I don't think the Rockets have really missed too much. The occasional, Joe Buchanan getting free on a 3-point look, but other than that, assignment-wise, they've been very, very strong today, and maybe that's why Gale has been quiet, who has the ball now. Here is Buchanan, who we just mentioned. Go to the back down against Cracknell. Just throws it into the hands of Dixon, who can catch that one rather than knock it away this time. Pinnock will get a run along the baseline. Kicks to Dixon. Cracknell has the corner look, and Jack, you mentioned it first half. Reading turning down some good looks for better looks, hopefully.
Yeah, they're being very patient on offense. Again, Ben probably could have taken that one from the left wing, but he's turned it down, given it to Troy in the corner, who tried to back down his defender and drawn a foul out of it. They're giving up a good shot for a better one a lot of the time, which is nice to see.
Good entry from the Rockets on the inbounds, and it's kept alive. Bit of tennis with the ball, but nothing doing, and then it's Jamar Jenkins who wraps up the ball for the jump ball and possession arrow with Reading.
Just going back to your point about scouting and stuff like that, yeah, I think the Rockets do a nice job with that. Coach Emmy as well is one of the lead scouts for the team, and I think that defensive tendencies for the Rockets have certainly become a lot better over the course of this season. So yeah, you're always going to get individuals that score and personnel that create shots, but I think you're right, Mark. They've done a really good job of that, especially in this game.
Here's Jenkins, 7 on the shot clock. Dixon in that same left wing, a lot of contact, flips one up with the right, but nothing doing, and Gale frustrated again. As Rockets getting the whistle.
Tough call, I think. That's Andre Gale's 3rd foul, and I'm not sure he did too much wrong. Dixon was very aggressive on the drive, so yeah, that's a tough one for Andre Gale there.
We go back to it a lot, don't we? You know, in that scenario, what's Gale supposed to do? Is he supposed to just stop defending and, leave a wide open lane? Good to see the officials discussing it, though. There's a decent dialogue between player and official in this one. So they can see what the officials have been seeing.
Yeah, there's Lewis Champion and Zach Powell check into the game.
Powell and Champion, as you say, Jack back into the game as Dixon knocks down the second free throw.
And it is Ben Dixon and Reece Pinnock that are going to sit for Zach Powell and Lewis Champion.
Because of Cracknell's very heavy rebounding first quarter, he's got a double-double. He must have started the half on a double-double pretty much. 10 and 11 so far. Rockets lead back up to 30. Powell against Gale. And he'll be frustrated because that's probably the same contact.
Absolutely. I was just about to say the same thing there. I think that was a foul this time, and so that is a frustrating one for any player.
Jenkins, tricky dribble, skip to Cracknell, who loves that mid-range, and now tons of contact from Ben Brown this time, who went on the jab. Oh, it's actually on Gale, who is his fourth. So, difficult one, I guess. Fish, to your point, do you just let him play this one out on the basis that it's a 30-point ball game at the minute, or do you get him out, spell him, and hope to bring him back when you're a bit closer?
Yeah, I think probably you've got to spell him and get him out the referee's eye line for a little bit, and then give him a good run towards the end of the game is probably the way I would go with it.
Cracknell makes the first. And makes the second. It's Govan in for Manchester. Gale does sit. He's had a bit of a tough afternoon. This is Unit Wow against Jenkins. Champion with a reach. Didn't fully switch with Porter. It's Buchanan for the late footer. Gets that one to go as I say, I think the Rockets will switch most things, but not keen to switch Porter. Although, as you say, Jack does have the ability to guard guards in certain scenarios.
Yeah, he's one of the more mobile bigs in the league, and definitely the most mobile big that the Rockets have at their disposal.
And here he is, right on cue, fake handoff, goes to his left shoulder, front rims this. It's Champion trying to keep it alive against Buchanan and doesn't. Powell slowing the transition from Unit Wow all the way in. He can't get that one to go, and the Rockets, as a team, get it to go, and a travel called.
Yes, I would agree with that, I have to say. I think, especially when teaching our younger players, you know, busting out in the middle lane is really tough. That's where all the transition defence is heading back, and I think you've got to be quite careful with that, especially when the game is going as fast as it is.
Magic swing the ball to Brown, steps through, and contact call, and I think we can see the whistles just evening up a bit here. Didn't see who got called that one, but it was the third foul.
I believe it was Zach Powell with his third foul.
It was going to be my guess if you didn't say it, so I'll let you take that one.
What a guesser.
Unbelievable guesser. Ben Brown from distance, who has got that sort of range in him, stays with the Magic. Buchanan pressured, gets it to Govan, who gets the three to go, and Manchester just closed the lead a little bit. Still big double-digit lead for the Rockets here. 5 to go in this third quarter. Jenkins with a good early look. That's going left, though, right in front of our commentary position. It was definitely going left for a minute. It left his hand. Furlong back in for the Magic. It's time Regent Buscombe who sits. Kitchen, Dixon checking in for Jenkins and Cracknell. Couple of second units out here for either side.
Yeah, there seemed to be a bit of contact on that loose ball, and I'm surprised that it wasn't called, as the coach of the Manchester Magic was asking for it as well. Thought Lewis Champion was going to shoot that free then.
Probably should have, as he turns that one over. trying to look for the Finn Porter roll. Buchanan stuck here, finds Ben Brown, and he back rims one. I would say, although the Magic are down 27 at the minute, they've had some decent looks. They haven't shot well, which doesn't help them. I think if they shoot a bit better, we're probably looking at a high teens, 20-point ball game and put sort of a different feel. So, yeah, it's not been quite as one-sided as it looks. Champion almost took a charge, but nearly get the measure out on that one. Could have been close to 15.
Yeah, he would have kept going as well if there wasn't a wall there.
He'd have been in Beckham territory from the halfway line. Imagine if he took one at the halfway line and slid to the baseline.
That's what we need to get to.
Yes.
If anybody's going to do that, it would be Lewis Champion.
We need to see if anybody's got the technology to give us the distance and speed of every charge taken by him. It would be a really nice end-of-year thing to do. I was explaining to my under-16s about Nick Collison and how he's got a highlight tape on YouTube of just his best screens. All the other guys have got best dunks, he's got best screens, and they thought it was like hilariously funny. But I think if we can get the Lewis Champion distance and speed on charges.
Definitely. Just going back to the game, I'd say the Rockets are struggling a little bit on the rebound at the moment. And I think that's something that Coach Samet will want to make sure that they don't give up second chance points.
Porter gets a look inside, holds off Furlong on that low block. Great skip to Powell, who gets a good early look. Nothing doing here, and Powell does struggle from the perimeter, but will shoot them. Brown goes at Dixon. Loose ball finds Buchanan. The kind of fairly flat trajectory of Buchanan doesn't go this time. As Fish says, very good shooter though. Makes threes at a good clip level.
Yeah, another good shooter ready to come in here for the Magic in Matt Goodwin.
Porter inside.
Nice move from Finn Porter there. Felt his defender straight on the back, span the baseline, and didn't quite get it to go, but got fouled in the process.
Going back to your early point, Jack, before Fish joined us in the second quarter, is actually had quite a lot of success early going through Finn Porter, getting good looks. Even if it wasn't him scoring, he was finding perimeter guys and they were doing their job. So going back to Finn Porter at the minute, probably a good call from Coach Nourizadeh.
Yeah, they went really early into Finn Porter. And he wasn't getting his shots to go, but he was either getting good looks for himself or others when they were doubling him. So, yeah, just maybe trying to get some easy ones inside with Finn. Or some open looks for people on the perimeter.
Here's Goodwin. Hands off with Ben Brown. He'll get the patient foul line jumper to go after the slip from Dixon.
Yeah, nice move from Ben Brown there. You wouldn't think he's a young academy player with that kind of patience in the mid-range, but managing to, as you said, fake and get an open shot.
Rockets scoring from the perimeter, going a bit cold, but nice job on the boards from a combination of Kitchen and Powell, who gets the easy two. Is Ben Brown still a GB under 18 or is he a 19 now?
He was GB under 18 last season. I think he might be a year too old now, going on the year he's born, but he's still playing EABL, I believe, for the Manchester Academy, along with Matt Goodwin, as Matt Goodwin steps out of bounds.
Yeah, as you said, just steps on the baseline. So we go back to Reading, who maintain a 28-point lead, 2:33 to go here in this third quarter.
The Rockets have got a bit smaller in this particular lineup.
Here's Powell. Dixon in the corner, good jab, gets him a bit of free room, and that's a nice spot for Cracknell, who gets the friendly roll, as he should do here at the Valley. Furlong tries to hand off with Buchanan. Champion just breaks it up with a hand in there. They'll go back to the screen and roll on the short side, defended well by Kitchen, challenges that one. Cracknell skies in for another rebound to add to his double-double evening already. Kitchen in the corner, gets that one to go, and it's great to see from Ash Kitchen, who has a pair of threes, one in the first and one in the second half.
Yeah, good to see that he's got the confidence to take that, being one of the younger players on the squad. He's made a couple, but I'd like to think that even with somebody like Ash, if he's missed one or two, he can still keep the shooting out, which is good to see.
Nice to see Troy Cracknell give that one up too. Played a decent downhill drive himself, but finds the younger Kitchen in the corner. Powell goes back to that three, who, as I say, struggled, and the loose ball rebound ends up with Kitchen. Rockets will recycle for another offense, under 10 on the shot clock. Kitchen rolls this time, finds Champion, who buries the corner three, and Rockets have found their form again from the perimeter fish.
Yes, I have indeed. And I think you've got to get the right people taking the right shots. I think a couple of possessions, the Magic will be very happy with the shots that they gave the Rockets. But yeah, a little bit better from the home team there.
Goodwin is off right, defended well by Champion. One of those where you kind of feel like you haven't really shot the ball when you want to get a shot up. I know the feeling.
Matt Goodwin's previous possession, though, was really good, wasn't it? Back cut Ben Dixon, and that's the way to get yourself going. Just lots of off-ball movement, but kind of force that one, so a bit of a tricky moment for him.
Cracknell loses the handle, and the Magic are out 3-on-3. Kitchen just getting back in numbers. Rockets have scrambled his furlong down the middle, and that should be a charge, but it's a block. Jack, you had a great insight on the last one. Why is that one not given then? Come on, give us your kind of refereeing corner.
I don't know. My only guess would be that he is just in the charge circle, but he has called it on number 11.
Oh.
So I'm not quite sure, unless maybe that's why he's coming over to the table now, which I think is correct. Maybe it is on 14.
I would say it's a no call, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, if he's in the charge circle, it can't be a charge, of course, but he didn't do anything wrong, so yeah, tough one.
Champion pokes one away from Onye, and this one laid up. Steal from Cracknell, he goes inside, he gets another two, and the noise is loud here in the Valley as the Rockets, despite their lead, turn it on defensively.
Yeah, just as it was going a little bit flat from the call on Zach Powell, they managed to get two easy ones to finish out the quarter, which will give them a bit of a boost going into the fourth.
Ben Brown's buzzer beater is off. The Rockets lead by 37. It's a big lead, Fish.
It is a big lead, but I think the Magic will be very happy with the first part of that third quarter. I thought they were quite competitive. They were actually up one in the quarter after 5 minutes, but the Rockets have certainly found their rhythm again and have punished the Magic. And it's a tough day for the young team, the Magic, but quite an important one for the Rockets, as it's absolutely booming in here.
I don't know, the sweet guns are out. They're being launched into the crowd. The music is incredibly loud. So I don't know if you can hear it on the live stream. Well, on the stream, on the video. Just, can you hear it? I don't know. Quick look at the leaders. Troy Cracknell has 16 points to go with his 12 rebounds. Jenkins has 12, Pinnock 11, Champion 10. For the visitors, it's Buchanan and Regent Bascombe with 8 apiece. Troy Cracknell also has 4 assists. Ben Dixon has 3, Ben Round has 3. 1 block on the evening, it's time Regent Bascombe who has it.
It's still absolutely crazy here, but talking of assists, Isaac Round, who's sitting on the bench today for the Rockets, had 12 assists this afternoon, really balanced. Generally known as a scorer, but 14 points, 12 assists, and really didn't force the game, found others. So I think that's what he's added to his game definitely over this season, and I'll be looking forward to seeing him back on the court with the men anytime soon.
This is one of those, isn't it, where you don't see one of the juniors playing a lot of junior ball. They play a lot of the men's ball. You sort of forget what level they're at with their actual age group. So great to see from Isaac. Goodwin, baseline, pull up. front rim, crash from the Magic, jump ball, and this one will go with the Rockets. And I think that's probably the one from Reece Grocott that you're saying, you've got to come and snatch that one and get hold of it.
Yeah,
Yes. Sorry, Jack, go for it.
I think that's one of those things that he's still learning to just be aggressive and go and get it, keep it high. He's quite one of the things that he does a lot is when he gets the ball inside, whether it's a rebound or a post touch, he brings the ball down, which allows people to come in and get it. Sorry, Ben, if you were adding anything else to that.
No, thank you for your post expertise. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Both my co-coms under 6 foot tall, so I'm just joking. I don't actually know how tall either of you are.
No, I think you are correct with that.
All right, I was going to give you both 6 foot just to be.
I have to say, I feel that my post game is significantly underrated.
Doesn't matter how tall you are, you may get a mismatch in the post. Everybody needs to know how to play in the post.
True story as Champion goes step back in its kitchen on the follow. Rockets take another possession out of this game at the start of the fourth quarter. Jenkins short on that one, just grazes the rim, and it's Goodwin that clears. Onye out on the wing, skips it to Elgin Govan, who holds on to it. This is Onye again. Govan, who made his last three, makes this one as well.
Yeah, Jemiah Jenkins has had a couple games recently where he starts off hot in the first half and doesn't quite come out with the same shot-making ability in the second.
Grocott down the lane doesn't get it. Nice tip away from Champion, who Coach Fisher mentioned for his defensive effort recently. Powell down the lane, goes right at the rim. Interesting no call, that one.
Yeah, tough call. I think the defender tried really hard to be vertical on his jump. Zach Powell was going towards the bucket. As much as there was a lot of contact, maybe it's a good call or no call.
It's why we keep you here, for your expertise on refereeing.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I don't know, I'm speaking for Jack. You may be the only one of us who's completed a refereeing course.
Jack is a qualified referee.
Oh my lord, right,
Yeah.
that's the last time both of you on here.
I think it's a tough one with that call, with that no call, sorry. It's one of those that if the no call was the same down the other end for Zach Powell, I think it's one of those that you're happy with, but the fact that Zach Powell was called for something similar, it's an annoying one as Ashley Kitchen misses an annoying little layup underneath.
It definitely is. The Champion has been very active defensively. He's got his hands on a lot of stuff as Goodwin on the baseline again, and Jenkins called for the foul. Smart foul on the drive as he's beaten.
Absolutely. And Jemiah Jenkins, what he does do is he shows a lot of real... the word I'm looking for is not enthusiasm. The word I'm looking for is experience, because he fouls at the right time. He dribbles away from defenders when it's a mismatch, and I really like his game overall with that.
It's a level of IQ, isn't it? That's just, you know, some guys have got that real natural feel with their IQ, as you say, knowing when to foul, and as he gets down lane, Champion's made a couple. This one doesn't go as Grocott might come up with it, and he does. Good work from the young man there. Finds the man we were speaking about then, Jemiah Jenkins. Dribbles off his foot, gets it back, travels 12 times and throws it over the backboard. Excellent work.
Just pass, I'd say. Lewis Champion was waiting in the wings.
As we were talking about his experience.
Yeah, we're given
Yes.
the IQ
Yes, that's
stamp
the
of
commentator's curse, I think.
There it is.
Or just making me look like I don't know what I'm talking about, which is probably true as well.
Either or, we'll take it.
I think the interesting thing is, I think you're right with his experience, but you still got to remember he's still a rookie in terms of his first year as a professional, first year out of college. But it just shows the difference in level from the States to the UK in a lot of circumstances.
Govan hands up, misses the three. It's Kitchen who hands off to Powell, and thought we might get the rim rocker on the left. Not quite yet. I'm expecting one later.
Air Powell there, very nice.
Govan to the cross, and Kitchen with a nice block inside. What I quite enjoy about that is from a commentator's perspective, you've got to big up the block. And I look at Coach Nurzad and he's furious that Ash has been beaten off the dribble. There's the difference.
Yeah, I think it's one of those where, as a coach, you're a little bit... You've given them the ball back anyway. Yes, you've stopped a score, but you want to try and keep it in bounds as much as possible with a block. But it's a very good recovery from Ash after being beaten.
Yep, definitely so. And first time out here from the Magic in this fourth quarter. It's 71-35. As we say, a bit of a maintain from the Rockets, and Magic can work on a few bits ahead of games they may want to try and convert later in this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've done a reasonable job in this second half. Don't forget, the Rockets scored 47 first half points, 71 with 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game. So they might be reasonably happy with that. And I think they've definitely got something out of this second half that they can take forward into their remaining games.
Just looking at the next few games for them, they've got Westminster and Essex, who they may see as winnable games. Derby will always be a challenge. Pretty strong roster up there in Derby, but as you say, it's work on stuff now, see if you can get a couple of wins out of the next 3 and see where that takes you. Inbound here for the Magic. Onye finds himself open on that curl on that inbound play, gets an easy 2.
Yeah, nice execution there out of a timeout play that I believe the Magic coaching staff drew up, because they seem very happy with how that went.
Kitchen corner and Grocott inside, and that's a really good move from the young man. Gets a silent bit of applause here from Coach Fisher. Little drop of the right shoulder just frees him up for the turn and hook, but he's fouled first.
Yeah, and very important for him to be able to express himself one-on-one from the interior. He likes the 3 spot, but you know, with his size, a 4-5 spot is good for him.
Jenkins, as he executes the out-of-bounds play. Good work by the 2 academy guys, causing the diversion. And it's Jenkins open for the 3, and Zach Powell diving, gets a touch on that one, just knocks it away from Matt Goodwin.
Yeah, quite Neville Southall-esque, that one.
There's been some terrific football references. I'm so glad we're not live, because people would be probably furious with us.
Yes.
And we'd know about it, whereas we can say this today, never watch it again.
Yeah, nice backdoor cut from Matt Goodwin on that play, but as you said, very good defensive stop from Zach Powell.
Time Regent Bascombe goes from that kind of extended elbow area, gets a 2. Anthony Corner in the game is Ash Kitchen. Now with Jenkins, he's got a wide open look at this one, made his last one, and that one is as clean as you will get. 3 from Jeremiah Jenkins. Onye to Hewlett Wow, who gets a paint touch, back rims it, and it's Grocott for the strong rebound. Screen and gets himself a decent roll, and Jenkins will go again here, one-on-one with Onye. Skip to corner, Kitchen. Jenkins usually wouldn't mind shooting this, just loses the handle, and Magic are out running 4-on-2, and it's Regent Bascombe with a lovely running right-hander. Great finish from Time Regent Bascombe.
Yeah, we've said multiple times today, really good to see a lot of academy players in for both sides. We've got all 3 academy players that are available for the Rockets today on the court at the same time.
Yeah, excellent minutes. It is kind of a blowout game, but good to see. And here's Grocott, just shorted a little bit from Jenkins. Onye down the lane, and he'll get an easy 2. And this one just a wee bit scrappy, as we see Reece Pinnock coming to check back in. A little bit end-to-end rather than scrappy. Here's Jenkins, who has had the hot hand, gets himself all the way down the lane, and that's where Flip Jenkins needs to go with that one.
Yeah, that's a good take there, being able to get an easy one on the inside after making a couple of threes, being able to show the defense that he can do it all. To keep keep them honest.
There's Powell on that recovery again. Grocott out and running. He'll go all the way inside, and there's a foul called. And this time, referee Fisher with a shake of the head. It's not happening.
No, I think
we need to stop talking about the officials, really, don't we?
Yeah, no, it wasn't to do with the officiating at all. It was more that those are always tough finishes, and I think Grocott went up really kind of with it in his cylinder. Didn't have the ball away from the defender, so I think he was fortunate enough to get fouled there. I'd just like to see him use his body and his length a little bit more to try to finish that.
First free throw good. 80-43, 4 minutes to go in this one. Short on the second, but gets a rebound and kicks it to Pinnock, and there'll be a possession here from the Rockets just to kill another one off. Powell to the double cross, finds Kitchen, who's made a couple. This one looks really long, and it is. Ball going the other way. Nope, staying hit. Fouls on Buchanan. Off the ball.
Yeah, the Rockets were looking for the same end line play there, trying to get Zach Powell open in the corner, but Reese managed to seal his guy, but not quite enough to be able to get the ball easily inside.
Here's Pinnock, goes to the crossover but loses the handle. Under 5, gonna have to shoot this one. It's gonna be Grocott from the corner. Decent looking shot, that. Kept alive by Kitchen and Pinnock, but they can't come down with it. Magic the other way. This is Buchanan. Hands off with Onye and Powell, who's done a good job defensively when he's come in too. Regent Bascombe from that 12 to kind of 15-foot range has been very good today.
There it is again, Reese Grocott not quite being strong enough with the ball, being able to be tipped away by the Magic.
Pinnock goes behind the back to Kitchen, who loses the handle. A little bit of frustration. Magic out and running. We're under 3 here in the fourth, and Buchanan stepped into that one, thought he was going to let that one go. Gets himself all the way down the lane and finishes well. Good work by Joe Buchanan. There's Pinnock. Powell, who's struggled a little bit from 3. Hold called on Reese Grocott, I think.
Yeah, that was a good. I did see that one on the weak side. That was a good call there by the official. Reese Grocott just holding the jersey of his defender, trying to seal him.
Bit of an easy call from the officials. Magic attacking from the perimeter. Foul on the floor.
Again, I think that it's a tough one because I think Pinnock did a good job getting himself to the spot. I don't think it made any effect on the play at all. So, yeah, tough call for Reese Pinnock. But very difficult to officiate the aggressive drive. I think the two areas of the game that are really tough to officiate, the aggressive driving teams and underneath the bucket. I think those are the two tough areas that officials have to really battle with.
Baseline here with the Magic, 14 on the shot clock. Rockets switching the perimeter. Ends up with Buchanan in the corner guarded by Pinnock. Regent Bascombe stepping further back this time and misses everything. There's Kitchen with Powell. Step back from 8, gets that one to go.
Yeah, a little bit more composed there from Zach Powell. Nice shot selection.
Grocott with the turnover, hands it off to Powell. Good, smart move. Corner finds Kitchen down the lane and he loses the handle, and he's lost it a couple of times here. Just struggling a little bit to make his decision, I think, before he gets the ball.
Yeah, going back to that jump shot from Zach Power, that's the kind of stuff you want to see him doing. He's liable a couple of times to taking some poor shots. He's taken a couple of three-pointers, which isn't exactly his game. He's better when he's going downhill, creating like this. Let's see if he can get an easy one. Oh, he's gone off the backboard to Reece Pinnock.
Crazy.
I wasn't quite sure what was happening there. That's when you know when you're up relatively comfortably.
Here is Pinnock, who loses the handle on this one. It's then tipped by Onye. Pinnock picks it back up. This is scrappy. I know I said it was end-to-end before. This is turned scrappy. Power launches, back rims this one. We're just about come up to a minute to go.
Yeah, a couple of interesting possessions there. Reece Pinnock's gone up for the layup, lost control and dropped it because he knew he couldn't quite get anything. And then he knew, I think, if he touched it, it was going to be a travel, so he was waiting. But it's been a crazy couple of minutes there.
Actually quite a clever play when you think about it, but yeah, completely broken plays on either end.
Yeah, it looked out of control, but I think he knew what he was doing.
Here's Pinnock, one-on-one, great footwork, and just lays that one up. Really, really high-level footwork there from Reece Pinnock. Slows down his steps, gets an easy 2 in front of the rim. Turnover from the Magic, and these will be the last few possessions in this one. 30 seconds to go. 39-point lead at the minute. Foul called on Pinnock. Can't quite see the team fouls for the Rockets.
2 shots. Rockets are indeed in the penalty.
I'm in the restricted view seating. Fish just right of the pillar.
So Rockets with Essex Rebels, the visitors to the Valley next weekend. Another game that they'll be hoping to chalk up in the win column, that's for sure.
I think that is one of those games where you're going to hope, if you're a Rockets fan, that Jordan Jackson is back, because the Essex Rebels do have a lot of size down low. So I think if Jordan Jackson isn't back for that one, they may struggle with some matchups in that game.
Essex just sort of outside of the chasing pack, very marginally. You wouldn't want to let them back into it with a win here at the Valley. They need to finish this one off. Last few seconds, this one will end 86-49, and a very professional display here from the Reading Rockets, who led from the beginning. Didn't give that lead up and end up big winners. So Jack, what are your thoughts on the game?
I think it was one of those games that after that quick start from the Rockets was kind of settled there and then, and they were happy to keep it at that and give some youth players some really, really good, valuable minutes, which is great to see. That when you have the opportunity, you're doing that, and I think Samit Nourzadeh will be very happy going into a tough last half of the season before the playoff push.
Yeah, I think you're right, spot on with that one. And Fish, you mentioned it, looking ahead now to the Essex Rebels, and not many games left in the regular season now to secure these playoff spots. What's the mindset going into that one?
Yeah, so Essex Rebels and then Thames Valley Cavaliers away before returning here in 2 weeks' time for the visit of Solent Kestrels. And I think that the Rockets will just want to keep that momentum going. I think it was a business-like performance today. Some things to improve on. I think certain elements to watch and just certainly sharpen up for in these last 3 games. But I think that Essex next week, yes, as Jack said, will provide a different challenge, that's for sure. And I think the Rockets will need to be prepared for that, because that is a potential banana skin, and again a team fighting down at the bottom of the league.
As we just sign out here, not as much to talk about. As Fish said, very professional and business-like performance from the Rockets. I'll sign off. Just leaves me to thank Jack Adams, Ben Fisher. Always a pleasure, gents. And we haven't done this yet with 3 of us, but we'll maybe do it again sometime. Sounds good. Okay. This one finishes 86-49. Rockets, big winners. See you next week at the Valley.